Hello and welcome back to AWS Security Live. We are a special edition. We are live from AWS Reinforce here in sunny, or not so sunny, Philadelphia. So we are live from the expo floor. My name's Rob Hale. I lead AWS's security partner business, joining together our wide community of security partners across ISVs, consulting partners, and MSSPs. So, as ever, I'm joined by an amazing co-host, and we found Margot. So Margot's been missing from Security Live.
I was wandering by. I was avoiding you, Rob. I was wandering by. I tried to duck, but no. It's so awesome to be here, and I'm here with the swear jar. This is for acronyms, which we use a lot. So every time we throw in an acronym, it's a gold coin for beers. So, yep, my name is Margot Cronin. I'm a Security and Compliance Specialist SA with AWS.
Awesome. And as ever, we have another brilliant guest. We have Tal Kollender from a company called GYTPOL. They're an amazing startup. I'm really, really excited about this. So, welcome to AWS Security Live, Tal. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, what should I begin with? I would say that my life took me to a very special journey. I would say the journey is like, I didn't even know that I'm a hacker until I was like 16. And by then I would say like maybe 17. And by then I already had $1 million in my bank account.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my story. And right after that, as you know, I'm from Israel. So in Israel, you need to join the army. And in the army, I started in a fighter pilot course. Long story short, after that, I just continued to some computer units. And with those computer units, I just learned so much of how to become something that is acceptable in the market and how to become like a white hat hacker. And so here I am today. I mean, a few years after, oh my God, 20 years almost after, and with my own company, doing things that today are almost, I'm still surprised that everybody is aware of the problem, and we are still the answer for this problem.
Explain what is meant by a white attacker. What is a white attacker?
So white attacker is how to take advantage of what you really know to help the organizations, and the attacking skills and everything that you really do to, instead of to attack or attacking places, but to protect the organizations. So that's pretty much what is it like to be a white hacker and to earn less money, by the way.
Well, you know, $1 million in the bank account at 16. That's, you know, that's not bad. So, Amazon a hacker turned professional white hat hacker, Air Force, selling computer computer components, and now you have an amazing business. So tell us more about GYTPOL. What do you guys do? How do you help customers?
Well, it is probably uncommon, the journey that we had until, you know, like so far. So we started with a fully bootstrap. So we never raised any dollar, and we are in the cybersecurity field. And not only that, we are also profitable. I know it is so bizarre, you know, being like bootstrap, profitable, cybersecurity, woman CEO, yada yada. Long story short, we have top prestige like logos that everybody probably is proud of and people know. But more than that, people also want to know how good it is, you know, like when you have something that's the only alternative is manual best efforts. So we started because the way I started is I literally drew GYTPOL on a piece of napkin when I was, I would say, I wasn't that stoned, but I would say like I was sitting in a kind of a bar or pub. I had this crazy idea, and I just drew it to a friend. I said, listen, this is the next big thing. And then I said, Tal, whatever you do, I'm with you. Today he's an advisor, like he's a friend of mine, and this is why GYTPOL exists, because everybody besides him told me, it's not going to work, it's a feature, no one needs it, no one wants it. There you go.
I think it's interesting, this term about it's a feature. And this is actually something I hear a lot as well. And sometimes you kind of think, no, it's way more fundamental than a feature. How does GYTPOL help customers align, their security practices and compliance practices in such a way that they feel, okay, we can demonstrate now that we're immune to white attackers and maybe not so white attackers. How does GYTPOL help customers?
We started the way by saying that detection is not enough, because there are so many detection systems, right? And you really want to do the next step, which is, let's remediate. And what is remediate? Because, if I remediate, I break stuff, right? How about doing safe remediation? That's the key to secure that your organization will still be able to work right after you do something without any business disruption. So that, in short, was the case about GYTPOL. Now, we saw how compliance really matters, right? Compliance can be anything with CIS, HIPAA, PCI, whatever you really need to do and whatever you really do. If you know PCI, no, come on, should I know PCI? Everybody knows PCI. CIS, Center of Internet Security, and okay, let's be focusing on this. So, no. Oh, it doesn't count. No, it doesn't count. I said CIS, Center of Internet Security.
Yeah, there we go. We're good.
Okay, so it's like, you put one for PCI, that's it. And then, okay, no acronyms.
This will buy beers later on, does that help?
We can use it after the first time.
There you go.
It's fine. It's fine.
So, and then when you had those things that people today, they call, one of the big fours, like, should I say acronym for PwC or PwC is PwC?
No,
I don't know.
PwC is PwC,
So,
but PricewaterhouseCoopers, in case you were wondering.
oh my God, I didn't even know. And Deloitte, okay, no acronym. So one of the big fours, they come, and what they do is usually they audit. They have like kind of something that, okay, let's do it kind of manually semi-scripting in your environment, and then they give you like a huge report, fix it. Okay, how can you fix it? You go, the risk officer, go to the compliance officer will most probably send it to the IT that will say, I'm not going to do it. It's going to break a bunch amount of stuff. I mean, it's not me.
We had this conversation actually in a previous session as well. Is that, you might have found a security vulnerability or an event, but you've got to get somebody else to fix it. So, and they've got to care about fixing it.
But the most beautiful thing about what we made is we listened to our customers. So what they requested is not only to do something and to remediate things, but even, to show them the impact analysis. So in case something breaks, to make sure that we can always undo and revert. That's cool. The key about making something really successful. And when I say that we are profitable, we are more than, let's say, way more than 10 million in ARR. Like, we are growing exponentially every year. And yeah, that's basically it. 42 employees only. So.
Yeah.
I kind of find, something I find interesting in the security world is compliance is sometimes looked at as kind of the nerdy, boring, kind of dry topic, the compliance officer, governance, and all of these. And I think what you're showing us with GYTPOL is what an important role it plays in the detection, remediation, and automation cycle. And that it's not this dry topic that belongs with the governance officer and these other teams, risk teams down the end of the corridor, but rather actually something that groups and security teams should be remediating.
Exactly, and we also managed to get to a level of an application. So in most cases, you will find that people really want to harden their operating systems, and they would like to see, what's my Linux looks like, what's my Red Hat, Ubuntu, or even a little bit of the Mac OS. But what about if it comes into some middleware, some kind of databases, some kind of web server, and then you see yourself into a place that everything becomes so simple, everything becomes so, I would say, like, click away from harden, or making sure that you have the baseline, the desired baseline, and not only the thing that, whatever it is mandatory from, I would say, the big thing to do, because it's very, very, very hard. I'm pretty sure that guys, how hard it is when someone is telling you need to comply to A, B, C, D, E. Sometimes you cannot really do A, B, C, D, E as is. you want to have your own version. It's slightly different from the original version, but when you want to build your own compliance, that is exactly where or when GYTPOL actually comes into an exceptional thing, that we allow you to build your own templates and to create your own baseline and to say, okay, this is whatever the industry or should go by, and I have a report, but this is where this is what I can do. And let's say at least that I measure myself against my own standard. And this is how you can see the differences. And again, it's not about the remediation and autonomous remediation that we also have. Remember that the most important thing is the revert, because things can happen, we understand it, but it can happen, and as fast as it happens, we can always roll it back and bring it back to the misconfigured state, as we call it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And by the way, we are absolutely live, so if you have a question, you're in the audience on Twitch, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. We have a founder here, a rock star in cybersecurity. So if you have any questions, if you're looking to get into cybersecurity, you want to start a company, you've got an idea, or you want to ask around compliance and how that can help with security, then send us a message. We'll discuss it live on air. So tell us about how kind of misconfigurations at scale. How is that an issue for cloud security? Because we hear a lot about misconfigurations and obviously a lot about scale in the cloud. So how are you helping customers to deal with both of those issues?
It's an interesting question because so Amazon are calling us the Wiz for the devices as we go for deep dive into whatever device it is. It can be a network device, it can be whatever EC2, or even your laptop here. And one of the most challenging thing is exactly how to scale and how to make sure that we definitely hit the right targets all the time and we don't miss some things. And scaling is always a problem. Let me tell you that every company is looking for, I would say, a scale engineer, or we call it a data or a database engineer, someone that comes and helps you taking it and grow it right. Because when you have companies that are 5,000 employees, you might be okay, but if you have companies with 5 million, then it becomes, okay, what works well in 5,000 doesn't necessarily work well in 5 million. And this is where actually it becomes a challenge. So the challenge can be not only getting more and more data on the misconfiguration and more compliance to, always be ahead of, but it is always come to a place where someone really needs to manage so many assets in parallel, and just to make sure that they control each and every one of them, the UI works smoothly and nothing really delays them from making an action. Because believe me, we are in a generation that, oh my God, it doesn't work for 2 seconds. We are out. So we really need to be super focused on taking it into scale, and that's exactly what we do right now with Amazon.
What's next for GYTPOL? What can we see happening with you guys over the next 2 to 5 years? What would be your dream come true?
So one thing that I have learned personally about the Israeli startups is that we are so good in technology. We are so good in kind of what we say the first blitz. Let's put it, let's have it on the first few customers, and the scale is limited. Scale for customers, scale for a specific customer, but we cannot really become take Amazon, okay? Take even, here, PAL or Kraus, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it is a problem. It is a problem that always makes us a little bit behind, because our technology is the best. The best. You can ask so many companies that are out here, and you can ask them, where are your R&D? And they will always tell you Israel is the main thing. So in order to scale properly, I realized that we really need to manage and to have the right people in place. And the right people are the people that already been there and done that. And it means people from the States, people who already, used to work at big organizations and already made a few successes in life. And this is exactly what I think most Israeli startups are, I mean, this is where, it's not that they are wrong, but it's like they stop before because, oh, they get acquired. It's easy. Easy, right? Easier. But when you really want to go to be the next big thing, this is what you really need to do, and this is where we are going. We are definitely going to rock and roll, hire so many super impressive people, but also making sure that we already hire the people that already been there and done that, and not hire someone that is, I don't know, super executive from organization A to come to do something that they are super new in and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So that's where we really want to go. We really want to take the company to the next level. We already get the feedback that it is possible. So I hope that it answers.
It does. And Tal, you're such an inspirational person. For girls and women out there wanting to get into tech, I have a 16-year-old myself. What advice would you give to them, you know, starting out early in their careers now?
It's a very, very, very good question. As we all know that, I mean, you see it by yourself. Women usually they are less in the executive levels. They are less in the high tech. They are less in so many things that are, unfortunately, we are so good at, and we are still behind. And my advice, for what it's worth, it's definitely never stop learning, never stop dreaming, because when you have a dream, I mean, my motivation was people that told me no, 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 no all the time. And other people can say that their motivation was, okay, I want to be there, and if I'm here now, here is the way to get, you know, like to the point that I really want in whatever 36 months, in whatever it is. But don't stop dreaming, but not only dreaming and do nothing about it, but that's why I always say, and keep learning new stuff. And if you know how to learn new stuff, if you know how to do it, it will be so easy for you eventually. And mingle all the time.
Network.
Yes, exactly. Networking. And yeah, so those things, I mean, because people, I mean, the startup communities, they always want to help each other. And women, especially when we know that we have, I mean, it's less popular among startups, we really want everybody to know and understand that, again, we have a huge benefit of being there. I mean, take it as an advantage. Don't take it, oh my God, we only have 20% of the, you know, from each and every, you know, I would say like role. No, take it as a challenge. Okay, I'm going to bring the next leaders. I mean, our company, we have so many leaders, like women, so many of them. And I really want to keep having it because we definitely make a huge change.
Oh, it's super important. So we've got actually a huge amount of love in the in the chat. So we've got people on LinkedIn. We've got Anna commenting from hacker to a founder. That's amazing. We've got loads of people just saying go GYTPOL. So this is awesome. But we have a question. So this is from Alexa. Is GYTPOL currently leveraging any AI technologies in your startup, and if so, to what extent? And then additionally, how do you plan to further integrate or expand the use of AI going forward?
Sure. So when she said AI, should we put, you know, like AI?
I think we said it, but I think enough for this.
I think we paid for AI.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to get more beers anyway. So yeah, of course. So autonomous remediation is all about AI, is to measure and to know what would be impact or impactless. And also, we also calculate what would be a quick win for you to do. I mean, to prioritize a device and to know if you really need to do some kind of remediation into those or the specific thing that you really want to do. And autonomous would also recommend you, I mean, in case you really want to, and it will also do it for you, the set of other remediations, because you already chose X. How about, you know, doing like A to E things or other items, and we can automatically remediate all of them, but basically after the autonomous or by choosing it. So the second part of the question was if we are going to leverage the
what are you
AI?
doing next? Yeah, okay. What are you doing next?
So GYTPOL, we started as a misconfiguration, and we do it for any operating system basically today. we are going to be the next big thing in everything, every aspect of vulnerability and patch management. Maybe just to tell you in short about it, and we have like 2 seconds. Oh, okay. So just in short, so today, I don't know. I mean, imagine, you know, the Palo Alto of the world that came right after Checkpoint. It was a revolutionary firewall. And imagine, you know, the XDR of the CrowdStrike eventually that managed all of the endpoint and the antivirus. So we really want to change the way that patch and vulnerability management works today, because we all know it's like two different systems. It's no integration. No one knows how to prioritize, and no one has an autonomous way to patch and remediate things carefully, safely, but also making sure that everything works right after. So that's the next big thing. We also combine it to the compliance as well as the configuration. That's
awesome.
it, sorry.
Tal, thank you so much for joining Security Live today.
It's been really awesome. If you want to find out more, then contact GYTPOL. You also have a Security Hub integration as well. So if you're on AWS, you're using Security Hub, you can build some more some automated remediation in there as well. So Tal, it's been amazing having you on Security Live. Thanks for your time. We'll be back after this short break.
Thank you.